I have realized why I piss people off when I talk about dismantling gender. I think our society has taught us that things are supposed to happen quickly, and if they don't happen quickly or don't seem to be happening quickly, that they aren't worth pursuing. I also think people struggle with empathy, so it's definitely harder to take yourself out of a situation and just imagine it as a system on its own. Something I want people to know about my ideas in terms of gender, dismantling it, fully abolishing it. This is not something that can affect you or will affect you or could affect any of us. We will be long, long dead by the time anything positive or negative comes from most of our major choices. So when people hear that I am wholesale against the concept of gender, they feel that I am attacking their identity. And while that is technically true, by definition, my ideas invalidate and seek to dismantle both cis and trans identities. I'm coming from the standpoint of undoing a societal practice for the purpose of providing a better world to future generations. I am agender, I am non-binary by that definition. By that definition, I'm also a trans person. If I want my identity to continue in perpetuity, that requires me to want a world in which children are born, assessed visibly, given a gender, assigned a lifetime of expectations, assigned colors they're allowed to like and not like, have Barbies taken from them or footballs taken from them, have them reminded what they are and are supposed to be, enough so much that that gives them deep dysphoria that they have to think about and ask questions subtly about for years and years and years, contemplate their own existence, believe that they are fundamentally wrong in the world itself, before one day discovering a community and a thought process and system that allows them to be themselves. When I know for a fact that just having access to putting on makeup may have saved me so many years of stress. I don't want that world for the future simply because it will reproduce another me. There's no threat to my current thought process. Every time that I put this on, every time that I express myself with pink in public or in private, I will be reminded of what I was given at birth and what I am supposed to be, that is supposed to be naturally a part of me, and that I am fundamentally broken in some kind of way. I will always have that with me, and I will always empower myself with the opposite idea that I am actually whole as I am. I will love and embrace my community that allows me to be that and feel that way amongst them who also are that and feel that way. But if I have a child, do I want to look down at them and say, "You are a boy"? No, I don't. And I don't want you to either. There is a very logical reason why we started doing that. But everybody identifies with Mulan. Everybody reached for something that they weren't allowed to like because of what they were born as. I am suggesting that we no longer assign that, and I am suggesting that we work toward a world and a society that does not repeat this binary thing, that allows people to eventually dress like clowns, and that we no longer assign such meaning to certain fabrics and certain colors. And that no kid ever has to watch an episode of TV where the girl goes out for the football team and gets viciously bullied, but then proves that she's able to play a sport too. Preservation of my identity requires me to establish and reestablish a binary for me to not be a part of. My goal is to eliminate the enemy of my life. The enemy of my life is gender. And the first binary that all of us are installed with is gender. I'm trying to imagine how 6 generations from now, a society of people who aren't husbands and wives, but are just people getting married and they wear whatever it is they want to wear during that ceremony. How do they justify only having 2 people in that union? How, in a world where a man doesn't exist, therefore there is no husband for you to have, Therefore, your autonomy as an adult human is never questioned by your family member, and they are never specifically waiting for you to bring home a male human to lead your life. What ideas prevent that person from just going overseas and meeting anybody and marrying anybody into any family? How does generational wealth continue in a system where people just do whatever they want? How does that society develop a clan of males that all believe the same thing and a group of females who are their wives, who are the daughters of the clan? How does that happen when everybody does whatever they want, everybody goes wherever they want, everybody dresses however they want, and there is no universal, you need to be a girl's girl, you need to be a man's man at all for anybody? You are forced to choose leaders based on their unique charisma and their unique ideas that apply directly to you. What does racism look like to a group of people who embrace all colors and all aesthetics in every other aspect and have no fundamental belief that half of their own populations are different than any others, and who travel freely around the world, embracing whatever ideas and expressions they feel are necessary to them? Reorganizing the world into a hierarchy is really, really hard when there isn't a root binary installed into every person who is born. But hey, that idea compromises your identity. And so we should just make sure that people like you and I continue to exist and make sure that we do not think any differently about how we raise children.